Tässä on kato paanuntimaisteri ja vaihtajissa.
So good morning. Do you hear me in the back row? In the back row, you hear me fine? Okay. So I'd like to welcome all of you to School of Engineering, Aalto University. I'm Gary Marquis, the Dean of the School of Engineering, eli insinööritieteiden korkeakoulu aalto-yliopistossa. I've been informed that we have about 500 students. I don't know if everybody's here quite right now, but we have about 500 new students starting in the School of Engineering, of which about 300 are new students to our bachelor's degree programs, primarily Finnish students, and somewhere from, I guess about a little over half of you are from the Helsinki region, but then the rest of you, we represent some 100 different municipalities throughout the country. And then there should be about 200 students here who are taking part in our master's programs. About 100 are, let's say, exchange students who will be here for one semester, maybe 2 semesters, from mostly European countries. And then about 100 of you are students to our new international, well, not new, but new students to our international master's degree program. So altogether about 500 students and representing 39 different nationalities. At Aalto University School of Engineering, we hope to offer you a unique experience. If you look at the values of Aalto University, we talk about science and art meet technology and business. And we hope that that will be part of your experience here during these next years. One thing that I wanted to show on the slide, somebody's already advanced past, I've got 3 slides, but this is already the final one, so I might as well just skip to the final one here. In part of our education management at Aalto University, we have this cycle, which you see in the center there, this plan, do, check, and act. And this is a kind of a circle which you might see several times during the next months or years that you're here. But if we think about how do we bring this down to an individual course level. So of course we start with the plan, so we make plans for a course. Choose a textbook, choose the content, choose the form of the lecture or exercises or project, whatever it might be. Choose how the course will be evaluated, whether it's examination or some kind of a final essay, whatever it might be. And then of course we hold the course. Usually the courses here are 1 period or 2 periods long, but we have some courses that actually run for a full year. The third thing there is we collect course feedback. And this is one thing I would like to especially encourage you this morning, is that we value the feedback from you as our students. You are essentially our clients, so to speak. We have a unified system for collecting this feedback, so if you've learned how to do this feedback for one course, you should get the same kinds of questions, the same kind of form of feedback you should be able to give for all courses. And even if you want to give negative feedback, say that the teacher, couldn't understand what he said, or the course book was out of date, that's valuable feedback. Any kind of feedback you give us is helpful. And then after we collect the feedback, our goal then is to improve the course so that the next year's students will hopefully enjoy a better course than what you enjoyed. So I would just encourage you, think about this during the next year as you take your different courses. Please give us feedback. We value anything that you might say. As dean and maybe kind of a father figure, actually my son just graduated from university, I won't say which university, but just during the summertime. And I was kind of thinking back, as a father, what kind of advice do I give him? And I'll maybe give you the same kind of advice. Is all of you during this week will be making a plan of how your studies will go. So those of you who are here just for a semester, maybe you already have a plan, but those of you who are bachelor's degree students, you will be during this week making a plan for what kind of courses you'll be taking over the next couple years. I don't want to underestimate the value of making a plan. Make a plan and do all that you can to stick to your plan. And you have here around the room people who have shirts similar to mine. These are people from our Learning Services Department. And if you're having trouble making a plan or trouble somehow executing your plan, talk to those people. We don't wear the same shirts all year long, but at least today or this week you'll find out who we are. So make a plan and stick to it. The second thing I would encourage you on is just to diversify. You've come here to study some branch of engineering. But Aalto University, as a university where, as I mentioned, science and art join technology and business, you have an opportunity to diversify yourselves. You have opportunity to take a course, for example, in entrepreneurship. And entrepreneurship doesn't mean necessarily that you're going to start your own business. It might be that. But entrepreneurship is a lot about learning to invent something with only a small amount of resources. Learning to sell your idea. Even you as an engineer, engineers, they like to believe that if they present all the facts, that everybody will see that your idea is the best. But in the real world, you also need to learn to communicate your idea. You need to be able to sell your idea to your boss so that he'll let you continue working on this project. Or you might need to sell an idea to a customer so that they will buy from your company rather than somebody else's company. And this is all part of things that you would learn in some of our courses, maybe courses in entrepreneurship, something of this sort. Another thing that you should learn during your studies here is teamwork. I don't know if Finnish high schools actually emphasize so much teamwork, but you will have in certain courses here opportunities to work with people who are different from you. As I mentioned, we have people here from 100 different municipalities in Finland and from 39 different countries. That's already kind of a geographic diversity. At Aalto University, you'll also have opportunities to work with students who come from other schools, somebody who's studying design, somebody who is studying business, somebody who's studying chemistry perhaps. You'll have the opportunity to work on teams which are diverse. And this is also an important life skill which will benefit you throughout your entire career, no matter what your career is going to be. And then, as I mentioned, communication skills. You need to learn to crystallize your idea, present it in a few minutes in a way that somebody else who doesn't have your background can understand and appreciate it. This is communication. And maybe the third piece of advice I would say is just enjoy your time on campus. We have the student guilds. We have the Aalto University Student Foundation. I don't even know what it is in English. It's aalto-yliopisto yliopiskunta. Do they have a Finnish name? Anyway, that's AYY. Anyway, AYY. So you have opportunity to get involved in student events. Enjoy our beautiful campus. Just yesterday, I was out walking, and just about half a kilometer from here, they've built now a new bird watch tower. And it made me think that this is a really unique place in Finland where you can have, extremely high technology. Some of the highest technology in the world is located in our campus. and you take a 5-minute walk in the middle of a nature preserve. And they built this new bird tower because the old one was too small. And even now with the new one next to the old one, it was completely packed on a Sunday morning with people just enjoying the nature and watching birds. So enjoy your time on campus, get to know people, the other students, and enjoy the nature which we can have close to us here. So with those words, I will now turn over the event to the Vice Dean of Education, Kirsi Virantaus, and she'll welcome you as well. So.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Gary, for inviting me here. As Gary mentioned, my name is Kirsi Virantaus, and I am acting as the Vice Dean at the moment, Vice Dean of School of Engineering. My special responsibility in Aalto School of Engineering is learning and teaching, and this is why I am here welcoming you. My special focus is bachelor program and master programs. So I have been working now a couple of years in planning the new bachelor program with other colleagues, and now we are almost ready with the new master programs, which don't start now, but in a year. Anyway, I want to wish you all welcome to our school. All of us who work in teaching and learning services hope that you will have a good start to your studies. I'm very sorry that I am the only one who has the wrong dress code, but maybe this fits better for a lady in my age, I think. I try to make you feel a little bit not stressed, because I don't want to be serious. I have a long speech, so rest of my speech will be very serious, but in the beginning I at least try to make you feel comfortable. So when I came here, I really enjoyed this beautiful morning, and I thought it's a pity that we are inside a hall with no windows and anything, but I hope that you can already today see the surrounding, as Gary said, and enjoy the sun, which are maybe the last moments of sun in Finland. It's always very, very, very exciting to stand here on the podium in front of hundreds of young people whom I do not know at all. So this is why I couldn't do it like Gary, just walking there comfortably and talking something. It is not my way at all. So I decided to plan a speech, and I worked 3-4 hours yesterday in preparing this. So now you have to listen what I have to say to you, yes, and learn this, because I am a teacher. Yeah. Maybe if I were shaking your hands with Dean, I could have recognized some of you. Some might be child of my friends or something, or even grandchilds of my. But in general, I can say that I do not know you and you don't know me. However, we should now start a joint working period of several years, and that's quite serious. I tried to learn you. As I told, I was during the weekend preparing this speech, and what I did was that I read through your answers of your summer homework. The summer homework was sent, I think, for all new bachelor students, not for the masters. But anyways, I now refer to your answers a little bit. I use it in my speech. It was quite an interesting session to read your answers. I decided to take something out from your opinions, even though these answers were now from the bachelor, so I think that to some extent the master students might have similar thoughts. So you were asked quite many questions. I can only take some of them, so I think I take 3 of them. First, you were asked to tell what kind of topics you are interested in and which challenges of the future world you would like to work on and solve in your coming career. And what did you answer? Environment and climate change. It was the first and most popular topic in all programs, not only in ENU, but in all programs. Fresh water, transportation and mobility of people, design of new cars, planes and ships, infrastructures, crises, disasters and different types of wars. I think that you mentioned all the hardest problems and topics that we have in our world at the moment. And it is not surprising to me because these topics are mentioned everywhere and almost every day, for example, in the news. But what was something special in your answers was that you also mentioned some biggest reasons for the situation of the world. Many of you mentioned population growth, okay, that's maybe quite easy to understand, but also things like selfishness and narrow-mindedness of human beings. I can tell you that these are examples of the things against which we try to work in Aalto University. We often talk about Aalto spirit, Aalto culture, and Aalto values, and I very much hope that you will meet them in your Aalto society. In Aalto, we aim to solve the problems of our world by science and technology, but also by equality and multicultural cooperation. These are values which we want to meet not only in speeches like this, but also in our everyday work, at lectures and exercises, project works, which Gary mentioned, and communication, which is one of the most important points in this. I want to mention that later on you learn more, but in Aalto we have agreed on so-called code of conduct that explains the way we should behave and meet others so that Aalto University is a safe and pleasant environment for all of us. The second question that I want to take as an example is, how do you want to develop yourself? And your answers were, I want to develop my learning skills, my professional skills, teamwork skills, communication skills, problem-solving skills, languages. And I can promise you that you will learn these because these topics are the learning goals of our courses. In many courses, we do exercises in teams, like Gary already mentioned, and the results are presented as oral presentations or, for example, posters. Teaching language on bachelor level is mostly Finnish, but also some English lectures and courses exist. On master level, we have at the moment both Finnish and English programs, still for 1 year. In the future, more or less all master programs will be in English. You also wanted to develop your time management, prioritizing, self-discipline, responsibility, self-confidence, and patience. And about these goals, I was really surprised, but also very, very happy, because they show that you have good self-knowledge, and we all are more than happy to support you in these development goals. Finally, and this is for me the most important point, some of you mentioned also that you would like to develop your attitude to learning, stress management, as well as management of strange feelings against new things. This is what I just translated from one answer directly. And this last group of answers I felt the most important and serious to think on in my work. I want to tell you that we teachers and learning service people, we do our utmost that all, if you have any, negative feelings will disappear as soon as possible. We hope that you can totally enjoy your studies as well as the Aalto society. I wish that you could start your Aalto studies with open and positive mind, and that learning with us is interesting for you. I am sure that even though the previous answers were taken from the bachelor's summer exercise, the new master students share at least some of the feelings. Master students who came in this fall will be the last class, if we can say so, starting the so-called old master programs. This will make some practical challenges later on, when the old courses will disappear one by one, and they are replaced by the courses of the new master programs. Our learning services and all teachers will help you in this. The transition from old to new has been planned so that you can study in spite of the changes. Instead of courses that does not exist anymore, there will be new ones or some other way to replace the old course. I can promise you that studies at Aalto and Aalto School of Engineering will be partly hard work. And you will, I think, I didn't want to take this point too much because I'm sure that the other people who are speaking after me during this orientation week will emphasize this hard work enough. It will be partly hard work like life always is, but also include a lot of possibilities to enjoy. During the orientation week, you have plenty of informative but also relaxing events. Please join all of them and be active. Whenever you have a problem, contact your tutors, learning service people and teachers. We are all here to teach you and to help you. I wish you a very good first academic year. Warmly welcome. Thank you very much.
Dean, Vice Dean, Master students, and especially you, Fuksit. Good morning. Great to see you here. My name is Kalle Nurmi. I graduated from Energy Technology about 6 months ago, and now I work as a process engineer for Helen at Vuosaari Power Plants. I was invited here to present alumni greetings. I know that university wants to promote studying hard, but I want to share other experiences and learnings alongside. I thank for the invitation. This is a great honor. I know that many of you are motivated to change the world. Aalto can help you in many ways. You get familiar with other makers of tomorrow, and the startup mindset might encourage you to do great things like starting your own business, for example. I didn't end up starting my own business, but based on my experience, a lot of innovative engineering can be done in old companies as well. There are 3 things that I actually wanted to tell you. First, you can achieve 60 credits per year, plus you can do much more than that. Second, you don't have to, or actually, you can't possibly know what you are going to do after 6 years, for example. Third, be enthusiastic, put all in. If you regret something after graduation, it's going to be those moments when you could have done more. And now about the first thing. University and the state are pressuring you to earn a lot of credits. It's possible, and it's going to be hard. But still, I tell you, you can do more than that. My own experience, when I realized that it might be possible, I decided to be a lab animal. And I tried and finished my bachelor studies in 3 years. And that wasn't too common then 3 years ago. And finishing all studies took altogether 5.5 years. Even though I was able to be a board member in the Guild of Mechanical Engineering, as you can see from the color of my shirt, be a member of Student Union Representative Council, and do an Erasmus exchange in Vienna, plus much more. And these activities offered me great moments and valuable experience, also for professional life. So next few weeks, you will meet a lot of people promoting their clubs and their activities, so listen what they say. Try to find something you're interested in and take part. It really is worth it. Then, to the second point. When I started my studies 6 years ago, this was still the Helsinki University of Technology, not Aalto. And I came here and I wanted to study energy sector. I knew that it was important, but I had no idea of where I would work. Now I work at a power plant. I have one sub under my supervision in my group, and I have motivating development responsibilities. And most important, I like my job. Now I also know that I could have studied more mechanical engineering, process automation, electrical engineering, and they all would have helped me in my current position. But it's also obvious that I couldn't have studied all of them more comprehensively. So to sum up, try to find interesting topics and somehow reasonable minor subjects, but accept you can't master every possible and useful topic. There is still a lot to learn after graduation. Then to the last point. This is to combine the two earlier things. I don't like to regret things, because that's mostly useless. Those few things that I do regret is when I didn't put all in. For example, sometimes I claimed to myself that I'm really trying to understand something, but actually I only tried to do as little as possible. I might have got a good grade, but I learned little. Sometimes I had good opportunities to do something fun or great, but I didn't take a shot because I was lazy or otherwise fearful or for some reason. Overall, I'm very happy with what I did, so I don't want to scare you with these stories. But it's obvious that you don't have to do all the possible things, and you can't shine in every exam. Sometimes you have to take some courses where you just try to get it through. And you need to prioritize your efforts. But whatever you do, put all in. Do the best you can do. Now I'm nearly finished. I know you won't remember these learnings for long. It doesn't matter. You can make up your own learnings. I know that you're smart, so be brave, work hard, but don't be too hard on yourself. Most of all, remember to enjoy. Have a great time at Aalto.